Hello and welcome to episode number 14 of Healthy Knees for You. Today I'm going to take you through a dynamic stretching series, and this is what you do for a warm-up before you start your exercise routine. In our knee knowledge today, I'll tell you why warm-up is so important for your muscles and your joints, and then I'll show you two different lower kinetic chain warm-ups that you can do and two different upper kinetic chain warm-ups that you can do. All right, so get your sneakers on, get some exercise clothes on, get ready, and I hope you'll do this dynamic warm-up with me. I'm Robin Robertson, founder of Healthy Knees Coach and international best-selling author. I figure I was born with a crappy pair of knees so that I could help you avoid the mistakes that I made and benefit from the many successes I achieved in my long and sordid knee history. Fast forward past multiple knee surgeries, ultimately with both knees replaced, plenty of life experience and study into the latest research for knees, and I'm stronger and healthier than I've ever been. I want to help you get there too. I share these lessons with you that will change your knees and probably change your life to give you the strength, stamina, and stability to get back to doing the things that you love. If you suffer from knee pain or want to avoid it altogether, you are in the right place, friend. Let's get started. Before we get to the warm-up, I want to talk about some of the mistakes that I often see when people are getting ready to exercise. The first one is, well, they don't warm up at all. They just start doing their thing. And that puts you at a much higher risk for injury, for muscle soreness, for pulling a muscle. So we want to get your body prepared to exercise. Because in a warm-up, what you're actually doing is taking your body from rest to a transition into action. Your capillaries out in your muscles will open up to allow more blood flow to your muscles, and that helps them to have the energy that they need and to clear out the wastes that they don't need. So that warm-up is that transition from resting to ready, and you're actually slowing down your digestive system as well as you're going from that inaction or resting to ready state. Okay, so make sure and do a dynamic warm-up to get ready for your exercise. Now, the other mistake that I see people make is that they do a static warm-up, a static stretching warm-up. Your muscles are not ready for that yet. So let's do the dynamic warm-up where we are moving through the motion, we are working each joint and the muscles attached to the joint. Now, in our Healthy Knees Formula program, we have an entire section on the dynamic warm-up, and every time that we do exercise, we add some of that warm-up in there to help you get ready. So by following this dynamic warm-up that I'm about to show you, you'll help your muscles be ready for action, and you'll get the most out of your exercise. Okay, let's get to it. We are going to start down at the ankles, and I'll show you two different warm-up exercises for your ankles. So the first one is just coming up to your toes. This is also a good calf exercise, but it's just a nice warm-up for your ankles. We'll do 10 altogether. I think that was close. And then another one to do, and this is great too because it incorporates some balance work in with your ankle warm-up, is to stand on one foot and then rotate your foot around, rotating that ankle. To loosen it, let's do 10 circles in one direction, switch, and 10 in the other. And it makes you work on your balance. Another thing you can do for your balance is to press your hands together, and that helps your body to know where you are in space. All right, let's get to the other foot. 10 on one side, going clockwise. You can always hang on to something if you need, and 10 the other way. Nice. All right, knee dynamic warm-ups, because I'm sure you really want to know about this. So your knee dynamic warm-up, I've got a bench here, but you can use a chair or a block or something, a stair, something that's going to raise your leg up. And what I'm doing is just gently pressing into that knee bend and out. And we'll do this 10 times on each knee. I know this is very exciting, but try it. And if your knee hurts when you do this, I just want you to go to the point at which you feel pressure. Now on your 10th time, you'll hold for a count of 10. Okay, that's about 10. And then switch to the other knee. All right, so a nice knee bend, go as far as is comfortable. If you have pain doing it, go to the point at which there's no pain. You might feel pressure like I do in my knees. I have both my knees replaced. And this is one of my very favorite knee warm-ups. Here's number 6. You get the idea here, just pressing into that knee bend. And on this last one, number 10, we're going to hold it for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, knees are feeling nice and warm. So let's go to our hips, and then I'll show you one that combines ankle, knees, and hips. So on our hips, we're going to pretend we're stepping over a fence. So feet about hip width apart, and you're just going to bring one leg up over and then set it down, and notice how my feet are now in an L shape, and then I'm going to bring that back. So we're going to go 5 times on each leg. Here's number 2, up and over. 3, we're just making these hips nice and juicy. 4, 5, last one. And then we go to the other side. Here's 1. If you want to get a little fancy, you can pretend you're going over a hurdle and rotate through your hip a little more. See how I'm stepping over the hurdle and lifting my lower leg up. One more. There you go. So that's getting a little fancier. You can do that too. Another great one is just a hip swivel, right? You know it. You used to do this when you were hula hooping. That helps your low back as well. All right, now for a warm-up that works your ankles, knees, and hips is your simple squat. So squat to heel raise. So I'm going to come down and I'll turn sideways so you can see that a little bit better. Going down and then coming up to my toes. Up to toes. 10 times here. If a squat feels bad, just go as low as you can while feeling good. Three more. Okay, so that is primarily the lower kinetic chain warm-up. Now let's move to the upper kinetic chain. And I like to do the low back here with just some basic spine twists. I like holding my hands out to the side, keeping my feet planted where they are. If you want, you can come up and twist a little bit, take a step, or for a greater rotation through the spine, leave your feet where they are. Don't knock yourself over like I almost just did. And about 10 of those. Next one for spine and working some of your oblique muscles here are side bends. Simple, straightforward. Just bring an elbow down toward your hip and come back up. I like to do this with a little pause at the top. We'll go 5 on each side. One more each way. Okay, nice. Let's work our way up to our shoulders. Now this one is called the shoulder screw. And I'm going to step to the side so you can really just see my shoulder half here. And what I want you to do is start with thumbs up, and you're going to work it and take your thumbs around as far back and rotate as far as you can. So your thumb is making a complete circle as you are rolling your shoulders through. It almost feels like you're screwing them in and screwing them out. 10 times all together. 3 more. My 10 is sort of a guideline. I might be making 10, I might not, but you can count for us, okay? All right, so that's a nice shoulder warm-up. Another shoulder warm-up is your arm circles. So starting out to the side, little circles forward. And I'll step to the side a little bit so you can see primarily one whole arm. And make those circles bigger and bigger. You shouldn't feel any crunching, snapping, or popping going on. If you are, then I want you to reduce the size of the circle for your arm circle. Okay, now let's go backwards. Starting small and getting bigger. All right, that feels pretty good. Now, last but not least is our neck and shoulders. So let's just start with some simple neck rolls. Chin down toward your chest, and then roll an ear to a shoulder, head back, ear to other shoulder, and down. We'll go 4 circles around. Try to relax your shoulders. Breathe nice and deep. And if we go one way, we're going to have to go the other. So let's pause. Open your eyes if you had them closed like I did. And then tip your chin down, and let's go the opposite direction. You might find it easier or harder one way or the other. I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of creaky things in my neck. One more. Okay, and then the last one I want to show you, this is one of my favorites, is let's just take your right hand and tap your right shoulder. And now you'll lean your ear toward your left shoulder. And by tapping your shoulder here, it just helps to increase that stretch in your neck. And once you get your ear as close to your shoulder as it's going to go, take your nose and rotate your nose toward your shoulder. Come back up to neutral and bring your head back up to straight. Nice. Let's switch it to the other side. Drop your ear to your shoulder. Rotate your nose down toward your shoulder. Bring that nose back up to neutral and your head back up straight. Okay, your whole body is ready for exercise now. That nice dynamic warm-up, you had the opportunity to work through the whole kinetic chain from toes up to your neck and your head. And I hope that you feel like you're ready. And even if you just do this dynamic warm-up, sometimes that feels good in itself. If you need a little break from sitting at your desk all day, if you're at your computer, we want to just kind of relax the whole body and get it into that ready for action. Okay, now that you're all warmed up, you are ready for action. So go get some exercise in. And I'm just so glad that you're here to share the steps, the secrets, and the savvy to help protect and strengthen your knees. If you liked this video, I hope you'll give it a like right down below here and subscribe to the video series, Healthy Knees for You. Every week I have a new video, and I love the time that we get to spend together here. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.